they can write reports, and I'll attend the matter when I come back. Remember, there was nothing done in that period. So, yeah.
General, it's very strange to me that if this task team was performing so well that you didn't immediately pick up the phone, but we'll leave that for now. You stated that during your leave period, General Musikili was the acting NASCOM. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Was it then General Musikili that gave General Sibiya the instruction to proceed with closing the PKTT?
Honorable Chair, I did indicate that there was nothing that was done until I come back from leave, in as far as the closing of the team is concerned. Hence, I told them while on leave that I'm not going to bother myself with this. I do not want to attend crisis that is generated by other people unnecessary. I was with the minister on the 28th, he didn't say anything. So I didn't see any need. Why should I rush for such an instruction while I was on leave? So nothing was done until I was back.
All right, General, thank you. So if nothing was done until you came back, then you were the person that gave General Sibiya the instruction to proceed with closing down the PKTT.
I did, Honorable Chair, I think yesterday did indicate that when I came back, he came to me with a letter that was effecting the minister's instruction, which was directed to General Kumal, where he was bringing the letter that I signed, and I didn't sign that letter. The next day, the 15th, after I said, well, remember, first day I told him that I don't want us to do this. If ever we have to do it, we're not going to do it this way, because remember, I said this instruction it wasn't a consultative sort of letter. It was a direct instruction that you do this thing. So I said, well, if we do it, we will do it in this fashion, which I said is the winding down, face out approach. And I referred him to a Major General to go and assist him in the report. And the 15th, when he came back, in that letter or report, I still saw immediate disbandment. I didn't really read the whole letter. And that's when I switch off and say, no. I see that we want to go this direction, so leave this matter. I would write the report because I understand what do I want to suggest with the minister.
Thank you, General. General, so if you earlier on said that the email was sent to your email address from the minister, how did General Sibiya get hold of the document? And then how did he go about coming to see you with a plan?
Thanks, Honorable Chair. I did indicate that it is standard that the email will be sent to my office, and I did indicate that my office, I direct my office to send it to the relevant deputies, which they send to the acting national commissioner, which is General Msikiri, and also send to Lieutenant General Sibiya.
Thank you, General. So I'm going to go back again and say to you, so in actual fact, you are the person that affected the closing of the PKTT, because you sent it, you instructed that the email get sent forward for discussion. That is how it is. So, General, if General Mkhwanazi did not hold the press briefing on the 6th of July, would you still have opposed the closing of the PKTT? Because clearly what you're saying now and the impression that you created at the Portfolio Committee on the 5th of March is not the same, because you never once said you are opposed to closing this task team.
Thanks, Honorable Chair. I did indicate that this directive was like an order that I must do, and I find ways to do it, and I want to engage the minister that we discuss this, because as I said, of concern on the directive was he did assessment and this. The team is no more relevant, and which I said, but that can't be true. That's why I wanted engagement of the minister, that let's engage and discuss, and he kept on not acceding to this engagement. So the team would have been still have been there. It wouldn't have gone anywhere. To still have been there. And remember, after we discovered what is, after General Mkhwanazi briefed me about what is the main intention of this, then that's when I say, no, now that we know, we're not gonna now participate in any further this disbandment or this phase-out approach. And I immediately also notified him that I want to meet you and see you on this matter. And unfortunately, again, that meeting never happened. It only happened a Monday after the 6th of July.
So you waited until General Mkhwanazi spoke to the media before you actually took action. That's what you're telling us. But
No.
Nevertheless, it's fine.
No,
On the 28th of March at about 10 o'clock, and this is on your note SFM 14 on page 278, there's a discussion that says on the 28th of March 2025 at about 10 o'clock, a meeting was held at the Head Office Crime Intelligence between the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence, Lieutenant General Khumalo, and the Divisional Commissioner of Detectives, Lieutenant General Sentimule. And then it further goes on to say that they decided together that the dockets, those 121 dockets, it says here 118, but we know it's 121, would then be given over to murder and robbery to Brigadier Kopopoditata to investigate. And so they made that decision. Did they inform you about that decision that they had made to then give the dockets over to murder and robbery? Before you received this note, did they inform you?
No, Honorable Chair, no, they didn't inform me. I did say that I picked up somewhere in late April, May, that dockets are around the headquarters.
So they didn't inform you about the dockets, because, you know, I see here that this was signed by you on the 22nd of July, and I go back to, I am not sure that if the press briefing on the 6th of July wasn't held, if we would be sitting with the same document that you signed and said that the dockets should go back to where they come from. And in actual fact, you say they should be taken back to their station of origin. You don't actually say that they should be taken back to the PKTT. So, yeah. If the PKTT was delivering results in such high crime areas as we've said, there was then obviously no operational justification for the dismantling of it without a clear replacement strategy. And you started winding it down, but you did not. There's no clear replacement strategy. Have you evaluated the impact of the decision on violent crime levels that they were operating in, and will you table those findings publicly with us? Did you do some evaluation on the impact of this?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think right at the beginning, the Honorable Member, you spoke about, what did I say about station of origin?
Yeah, you said that the dockets must go back to the station of origin. The dockets be returned to the station of origin.
The instruction on that, what I was, the context of what you are reading there, Honorable Member, through you, Honorable Chair, is that, remember, the meeting of the 6th March, General Sibiya and the Chief of Staff and the Minister argued to say, I said the dockets can go to the province. They argued to say the dockets must not go to province because you will have the provincial murder and robbery under, you'll have the PKTT at the province of KwaZulu-Natal under the guise of murder and robbery, which I said, but if it's like that, would we have a problem? They say, no, that's not disbandment. Minister was saying disbanding, meaning must be disbanded. So no doggers should go to the province, but to station of origin. That's not me. It was them that said that. And that specific point did gain traction in that meeting to say no dogget must go to province, but station of origin. So the context that is there that I wrote there is that I'm saying to General Sibiya, now you are bringing a submission to me asking to go and investigate these dockers that are at head office. Why would docket be head office if the last time we spoke of dockers on the 6th of March, the agreement was dockers go to station of origin. That is the context of what you are reading there. That's how you should understand that.
Thank you, General. So I just want to say then, I mean, you said that that meeting took place on the 6th of March where you were present at, where they said the dockets must go back. And then on the 28th of March, there's a meeting between Lieutenant General Khumalo and Sentamule to discuss these dockets and where they should go to. But you had a meeting on the 6th, and then they decide that the dockets must go to murder and robbery. So I don't know, somewhere there's a disjoint here for me. Something doesn't make sense. And what I'm really getting, and it was very clear out of General Mkhwanazi's testimony, that the SAPS at a national level is highly divided within the leadership, because it really feels to me like there's something that is not right here. And it seems to me that this is driven more by politics and loyalty to certain factions than to competence. Because as the National Commissioner, you take responsibility for the culture and for the steps that happens within this SAPS. So, I mean, and the command structure comes from you. This, in the first place, this should never have happened because the minister should never have given the instruction. That's clear. So the minute the minister gave that instruction, you were the one that should have stood up and said, this is not the SAPS that I'm building. This is not what should be happening. Am I correct?
Yeah, no, I do, through you, Honorable Chair, I do hear, Honorable Member. I think you put a lot of facts and you go on. To assist you, Honorable Member, on the first part of your comments, what I was saying there, maybe it creates confusion to you, the murder and robbery or serious and violent crime, right? These doggers mysteriously find themselves in Pretoria. Now, an application is submitted by General Sibiya to say, I want to send a serious and violent crime team from head office to go to KwaZulu-Natal to investigate these cases. And that what you see is a disapproval to say, no, I can't send another team there because there's already a PKTT there, and the doggers must go back to the PKTT, and which eventually did happen. And also remember, when General Mkhwanazi did the media briefing or press briefing, it is after that we now, me and him and General Khumalo, we now know what was the objective of doing this. We had now information that what is happening. So whether he did a press briefing or not, we were now empowered at that time to say, now we understand why the minister and General Sibiya and them were doing this, and we are not going to now allow it. And well, then he did the press briefing. It's not to say if he didn't do the press briefing, the PKT would have been closed. No, I sustained the PKT from that time, yes, the ups and downs until in that July. But in June, we became aware what was the real reason. So after I know, I can't still allow it to go that route. Hence, I said to Minister, I want to see you, I want to discuss this matter. but he couldn't still see him. I only saw him after the 6th of July.
Thank you, General. General, I mean, you've said now that after you became aware of the issues, surely then it was your responsibility to hold the press briefing actually, and not General Mkhwanazi, if he, as the head of the SAPS.
Well, probably we deal with, through Honorable Chair and members, we probably deal with matters differently. Mine, I said, they must brief me, and I compile a report, and I was going to take that report to the president to say, the president, this is the discovery, which eventually I did, but even though I did after the press brief.
Thank you, General. General, my last question is, here where we sit today, the release of the crime statistics has been delayed by over 2 months in South Africa. I asked you about it previously. It's not the first time I'm discussing it with you. Would it be fair to say that the inner turmoil currently within the SAP is contributing to the delays and affecting the organization's overall functioning?
Of course, that's through you, Chairperson. One cannot deny that, yes, indeed. I mean, there was a change of ministers and there was a lot of things to be done. And yes, but it will be released soon, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Chairperson. I really do feel that, General, that there's something lacking here. And I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe of my colleagues in the room will ask questions, but I really, there's not once in anything that you've said to me today or the way that you displayed anything to us to say that you were not in agreement with the closing of this PKTT. And I don't know, you can tell me today I'm wrong, but nowhere is there communication from you that I can see that you've submitted or anything that you've told us except for you tried to speak to and you did this and you contacted somebody, but nowhere were you not in agreement with this. Am I correct to say there's nothing on paper from you saying that you were not in agreement with the closing of this PKTT?
Thank you, Honorable Chair and members. Honorable Member, if I agreed that the team be shut down, it should have been shut down. On a hindsight, you can see that the purpose of this instruction was to shut down the team while I was on leave for those few days. That's why it was immediate, urgent, which I said, no, you can compile reports, but don't do anything until I arrived. After I've arrived, Honorable Chairperson, from that time, where we were all in this space where we don't know the motive behind this, and me trying to find motive from the minister and not coming up to today. Yes, the team has ups and downs, but the team is still operating. As I said, I did the best. On a hindsight for honorable members today, because we have got more information when the instruction was issued, now you know what is the motive. Yes, you can reason that, no, maybe National Committee should have done 1, 2, 3. But if you were in my position that time, not knowing all these motives, and I think, well, I did the best I could, and the team is still there up to today. I might not have been perfect. I might not have been done the way you might have liked I should have done it, but I did it my way, but I sustained the team. The team is still there. Well, of course, with problems. We are rebuilding it now, and we are opening a new political task team in Gauteng to deal with problems of Gauteng. Thanks.
Thank you, General. I have last question for you. Do you think that that crime intelligence in South Africa is savageable? Do you think that we can still have a crime intelligence in our country that is not going to be under scrutiny, or how are you going to fix that department? Thank you.
Thanks, Honorable Chairperson. Well, the appointment of the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence, Lieutenant General Khumalo, to that division did brought a new hope in that division with a view to resuscitate crime intelligence. I believe it can still be done, and the former minister was agreeable to the reforms that we wanted to do there. Unfortunately, there was change of administration, and in the new administration, there was no further traction or agreement. Remember, the National Commissioner, when he place or transfer a member of level 14 and above, that is a Major General and above, must have concurrence